Good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday. It is 5 p.m. How are you? We've had a ton of people. We have had a ton of people join this week, this month. Over 100 people have joined in the last few weeks. So I'm going to wait a few minutes. We had some new people that were registered for the training this evening, and I will just kind of wait. Tonight we're going to be talking about sales psychology. So building an unshakable mental state, right? When you're doing your estimates, building an unshakable sales psychology to forge that big business that you've always wanted, that $1 million maid service. So I'm going to wait a few minutes. See, I see two people on. When you're jumping on, just kind of go in the chat, say hi, where you're from. And like I said, I noticed that there were a few new people that signed up, so I want to welcome you. Tell you all about who I am, what I do each week on Wednesday, and how I help cleaning business owners. So I will wait for those comments. So my name is Cheryl Hager. I own an active cleaning company in Massachusetts called Maid. It's up in the 40 minutes north of Boston. I also founded this group, Sisters Who Scale, to help other cleaning business owners who are struggling with the many pitfalls that come with owning a cleaning business, right? From learning the skills on how to hire employees, how to manage people once you hire them, because that's a big thing. Then you get to train them, right? Then you have to get them to show up every day. Then you have to do the sales, dealing with clients, quality complaints, leveraging your time as an owner, all while trying to stop cleaning and getting out of the field, right? I support owners in their journey to achieve all of these goals. So, through the trials and tribulations of it all, I am their guide to crushing their goals, and I light the path, making it easier. It's a path of learning all of the skills that you're going to need, and I make it easier for you and can get you there quicker. So I took my own business, a little about me. I took my own business from zero. I started as a solo cleaner. I was a single parent. I struggled to put food on the table. Couldn't find an apartment. Real story. I talked about it this week in my post. Something that's pretty raw to me. That was a few years back, more than a few years back. But so that's why I started this business, because I know there are a lot of females that at one point in time you were a single mother, or you are a single mother, and you started a cleaning business to put food on the table, just like I did. So I get you. I resonate with you. And that's one of the main reasons why I started this business. Plus, I don't want anyone to struggle. I want you to all make money and like your businesses, which you can. So I took my own business from zero to $750,000 a year, and I help others do the same. I was behind the eight ball when I started. I didn't have a lot of money, but I forged a path for myself. I never gave up. I never quit. And I kept going because I believed in myself, and I believed that I could do it. And it wasn't always easy. It's not gonna be always easy, okay? But I kept going, and that's what it takes. The ability to keep going on some days that you just don't feel like keeping going. You just don't feel like getting out of bed. Because honestly, if it were easy, everyone would do it. So let me check in and see who's here. Hey Kelly, how are you? A lot of people watch this on replay. I have 6 viewers and only one person has said hello. That's not fair. Come to the front, say hello, say where you're calling me from. Some people are coming from different countries and things like that. Hi, Natalia. I know Natalia's from Kansas. Kelly's from Texas. Who else is on the call? I have 6 viewers here. I only have 2 people that are saying hi to me. I won't bite. You can come on and say hi to me. Amber. That's okay, Natalia. I forgive you. Dusty, how are you? How was you had surgery, I think. I remember you saying you had surgery. I hope you're feeling okay. Indianapolis, you're from where? You're close to Kansas, I believe. Hi, Zoe, how are you? California. It's like I'm announcing you like you're all beauty queens. Hello, Miss Texas. Hello, Miss Kansas. That's funny. Hello, Miss California. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear you better. All right, let's get into the training. So tonight we're going to talk about how to be tough in sales. because part of this is a sales job, and now more than ever there's all these pop-up cleaners, there's a lot of competition. So tonight we're going to talk about how you get that winning mentality to keep going when you get rejected, because there is rejection in every type of sales business, right? So how to be unbreakable mentally. You have to be tough in sales. You have to have a bit of a resilient mindset, and this is why if you don't have the proper sales training, when you get a bunch of no's, and especially with women, it jolts your psyche, right? And it makes you say things like, oh, I'm not good at sales. Or you will bend in pricing and give a discount because you don't know how to overcome that objection. So it's really important to know, it's really important, I guess, to understand how important psychology is in sales when you're sitting across from the table talking with that woman that wants to potentially hire your company to, service the home, clean the home. So the first thing that I like to talk about is understanding your customer's behavior. So psychology helps salespeople understand why customers make decisions. It reveals the emotional and rational factors driving the purchasing choices, right? So for cleaning businesses, we all have the same pain point. It will include like understanding fears about hygiene, or maybe the dirty house is giving the female of the house anxiety to the homeowner. She just wants a clean house. She has kids, they have sporting equipment all over the place, especially if she has boys, right? For those of you that had boys, sporting stuff is all over the place, especially if they're playing hockey. There's mud all over the floors, and when you have women that are working full time and you have a family and a husband, the whole 9 yards, most of the time the woman is still doing all the domestic stuff, right? So they're tired. We're tired. They're tired, right? That's completely overwhelming. We all know what that feels like because we're all women for the most part on this call. So outsourcing the cleaning duties to a company just makes sense for her. It's just, the modern day woman feels like she is entitled to having this in her house. And it's a valid point. I was at an estimate yesterday. It's a valid point. This is what the woman said to me. She's like, my husband believes I should do it, but I work, I'm going to pay for it, and I believe I deserve it. And so that's the main thought process of females in the household, because they can't work, take care of the kids, take care of the husband, do all the sporting stuff, and still be able to clean the house, enjoy the cooking and cleaning. It's just not a fun life, right? So that just makes sense for her. So let's talk about how we understand this cleaning business landscape. So what is it? And I always like to ask people, and I know Kelly has done it, have you done your market research? Has anyone here did anyone here do a market analysis before they started their company? So a market analysis is who your target market is, who are you seeking out, because you don't want every type of cleaning, right? You don't want every type of cleaning. You don't want to take hazmat stuff on, or maybe you do. I was talking with Chris and Judy this morning. They're contemplating doing crime scene cleanups. That requires a whole bunch of different licenses, things like that. Sure, they're huge money, but you know what you're picking up, and it can be crazy, and needles and all kinds of crazy stuff. So there's all different markets within the cleaning industry, and you have to kind of really narrow down to like 2 or 3, and then you have to get really good at those 2 or 3, right? So who is the best possible client for you? Are you residential? Are you commercial? Are you both? It's okay to do both. We have residential and commercial, right? We have both, and that's fine. My residential is so much bigger than my commercial. My residential is 80, my commercial is 20, right? So it's different. Every business is going to look a little bit different. Some of you do Airbnbs. Some of you like to do property managers, right? It's all dependent on what you want to do. Post-construction, move-outs, things like that. So I'm curious in the chat if you want to write down for me, what's the majority of your business? Is it residential? Is it commercial? Is it Airbnb? Some people only do Airbnbs too. I'm curious what the majority is. So you want to hone in on this, and you want to define it, and you want to go after it, because you don't want everyone, that's for sure. You want to add a few different ones. who you'll service and who you won't, because you want to get good at identifying the trends in the conversation of these few smaller target markets that you do. That's why I'm talking about knowing your target market. Super important, because then you need to know the common objections, know what the potential conversation is going to look like when you're sitting down, know what the pain points are of residential, know what the pain points are of commercial. What's the pain point of a post construction? Usually they call you last minute, right? Before the owners are going to take ownership of the home because they don't have any concept of the cleaners, right? Sometimes. So, for example, my company, we do not touch any houses that are over 4,000 square feet. Why? I don't find them profitable. So, I no longer take them on. So, when you're just starting out, you don't want to turn business away. And I get that. I get that. And I was the same way. And I got burned. That's why I'm telling you this. But you want to make sure that you don't get burned in labor. Okay? Otherwise, it makes no sense to even clean it. All you're doing is just writing paychecks out. There's no sense if you can't make a profit, right? And that's the gray area that I see so many cleaning business owners struggle with. They don't know how to figure out their profit. That's a bad thing, okay? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time to clean something that you don't make a profit on, right? So you have to know your numbers. So important. That's one of the things we're going to be training on at the Rise Retreat in September. I know Kelly's coming, Candace is coming. We're going to be talking about knowing your numbers, pricing for profit, and how to always pull a profit out of a client. But we're going to teach you how to figure it out. So Jobber has this feature, and if anyone doesn't have Jobber and would like to try it out, I have an affiliate code. Just message me. Jobber has a feature where it will figure it out for you. Brilliant, right? So brilliant. Sure, you're going to pay a few $100 a month, but if it's figuring out all your profits for you, that's totally worth it. So you need to know your profits. You can figure it out manually. There is a way to do that. We're going to show you how to do that when you're here, if you're coming. If anyone has any interest in the retreat, message me on that. I'll talk about that later. So profit is everything, okay? This is where a lot of companies mess up. They don't keep an eye on their labor, and their bleeding labor, right? Your labor, figuring out your numbers, your labor is everything. Figuring out your profit is everything to your business, right? Everything, or else you can't function for long, okay? So the next thing you need to understand, part of the sales psychology, is who is your competition. Do you know exactly what cleaning companies you're competing against? Who in your community is getting a lot of business? Who is getting recommended on Facebook a lot? If you haven't done this research, I urge you to do this. I would then go and see why they're getting recommended so much. So what do they have that you don't? Do they have a website? Do they have a Google page? Do they have a Facebook page? Are they posting often? So there's a lot of variables, and you can learn a lot from doing this research of how you want to lay out your company. So knowing who your competition is actually market research. It's also market research. Your target market is market research. Knowing who your competition is market research, right? Then what you want to do is you want to aspire to be like the top ones, and then you want to aspire to beat them, right? It's a competition, right? Yes, there's all kinds of business out there, but you are going to find a few companies that you're going to internally have a little competition with, right? One of my clients, Victoria, she's coming to the retreat too, from Holden, Massachusetts. She's in my neck of the woods, or at least in the state. She has this one nemesis that she talks about all the time. She wants to beat, I'm not going to say the name, she wants to beat this company, right? And she wants to do better than them, and she feels mentally like she's in competition with them. And if she's on here, she's gonna laugh. But you should have a couple of mentally healthy people that you want to kind of beat out or edge out, right? Or take, some of the market share. That's just the nature of business, right? So know who your competition is, keep it fun, don't get too wrapped up in it. And then, aspiring to beat them, or at least on a personal goal, is going to push you forward anyways. It's a healthy competition. Just don't make it a negative non-healthy competition, right? Where it's all you think about. So you have to build a foundation of a strong sales mindset. If you want to drop these down, please feel free to do so. I'm gonna check in and see who's in here. Hi, Candace. We got a mixture here. Hi, Marianne, state of Michigan. I love it. Raining from the state of Michigan. Miss Marianne is Miss Michigan. We have Miss Michigan here. Um, that's funny. Amber Lau does mostly commercial. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you did some residential. Dusty does a mixture, residential Airbnb. Yep. Natalia does primarily residential but wants to expand. I think, Natalia, you said to me today you had a couple of commercial accounts, which is cool. I love commercial. I think it's a great mix. I think it's a great mix. So, okay, let's talk about the first one you want to start with when building a foundation for your mentally strong mindset is you have to work on your self-belief and your confidence, right? Do you think you can do this? Most of the difference between people that grow successful companies, whether it be cleaning business or not, it all comes down to your mindset. Your mindset. Individuals with weaker mindsets don't usually survive. Why? Why don't they survive? Because it's tough taking no for an answer. But you got to keep going. You got to keep going. So you have to think that the more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes. So having a mindset of you're just going to keep going until it works is crucial. You have to say to yourself, it's going to work because I'm going to make it work. And that's the difference. That's all you need to know. If you lay in bed at night and you say, this business is going to work because I'm going to make it work, you've 50% of the game you've nailed. It's when you feel, is this working? I don't know. I don't want to continue this. I feel insecure. I don't know if I like my prices. I don't know if I like this. You have to have just a sales game that's like dead on, right? Is it's tough to for an answer. So you have to have that just mental, like just a steel trap. Like, I am not going to let anything penetrate. I'm going to do this. Now we just all need to wait for it to all happen, right? Okay. Number 2, or B, or however you want to say it. You have to work on building your resilience and your perseverance. Now, resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. We have setbacks in this industry almost every day, if not a couple of times a week. You have a little setback. Okay, a setback, an example of that would be a lost client. I had one Friday. She was a pain in the butt. It was a first time clean. She complained about the smell. She didn't like the lemon scent smell on the floor. I'm like, are you kidding me? I had that. What else did she say? She just didn't like that. There was one other thing. What was it? It was something else. And she was looking for a discount. And I wasn't going to give it to her. Usually I send, this is what it is. Usually I send someone back and I'm like, okay, can you send me a picture of, there was something in the bathroom. She had hard water stains and she said it needs more elbow grease around the sink, right? I said, okay, we'll make sure we'll get it next time, no problem. And she was like, overall, the girls did a really good job at my house for the first time. So I said, okay, no problem. I said, can you send me a picture of it? I said, I can show the staff in the morning and, make sure we get it next time. And she's like, well, I don't want to go through all that trouble. That's too much work for me. But she was trying to figure out a way that she could get a discount, right? Now, normally my protocol is to send a team back, but I'm not going to send a team back to go scrub out something on the around the drain when that could be easily fixed. The normal person would have said, if you could just have them pay more attention to that next time. I have hard water, sure, no problem, we'll bring a pumice stone, we'll get it taken care of. But this lady was looking for a discount and I wasn't going to give it to her because I wasn't going to send a team up. This is a sidebar, by the way. I wasn't going to send a team up to clean a little tiny little stain on a drain. That's going to make the company lose money, right? I'm not going to make that. And I could tell she was going to be difficult. And micromanaging, right, and stuff like that. And I just basically said, I don't know how you want me to fix this. I can't see a picture of what you're talking about. You won't send it to me. And I said, we don't have to do business together. It's okay. And she said, okay, that's fine. I said, all right, thank you so much. Have a nice day. I wasn't going to give in. You don't give in. You don't send a team up to do something stupid like that you're going to pay $100 to. Right? She wanted a discount. I wasn't giving her a discount because she said the girls did a really fantastic job. You can't tell me the girls did a really fantastic job and ask for a discount. It doesn't make any sense, right? Anyways, continuing on. I have resilience to things, so I don't, I will give credit where credit is due, but that one didn't deserve credit. So whatever, I don't care because I can replace her. So I have my resilience built up that I know someone like that's going to be difficult, and I would just kind of replace them. So anyways, I know how to recover. That didn't even feel like a setback to me because I'm used to dealing with this. My mind is a steel trap when it comes to stuff like that. So, adapting well to change. Change is going to happen all the time in this business. Change happens all the time in life. Change is going to happen in your business. It's going to happen with your employees, your clients, everyone. You have to learn how to keep going in the face of adversity. No question, right? The face of adversity is it's like the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, maintaining that emotional toughness, that emotional stability, right? So in a business context, resilience involves staying positive, you know, despite challenges, despite failures, despite stress, staying positive and the ability to work for long periods of time without gratification, right? That's resilience. That's resilience, ladies and gentlemen. Athletes, perfect example. They're poised to keep going despite the odds. They know how to work hard for long periods of time and they don't see any success, right? They have dug deep and committed to the work. They got their heels in the ground, they've committed to the work, and it's years before they see victory. I'm going to give you an example and see if you can name who it is. Okay. A true underdog. This person was the 199th pick in the NFL draft and is now considered the greatest quarterback of all time. Who is that? Name it. For all my football fans, who is that? We'll get back to that. How did he do this? I'm not going to reveal the name. I want you to reveal the name. How did he do this? He never gave up. He had one of the slowest sprints in the industry when he started out. He committed, he doubled down, and he promised himself he would be the best in the industry. Because champions aren't born, they're built, right? They're built over a series of setbacks and comebacks, and it's the resilient ones that win, the ones that keep getting up, that crossover steel, that keep going when it gets tough. Those are the ones that win. Let's see if anyone guessed the quarterback. Anyone? No one guessed the quarterback? You guys, I have no one on the call from Massachusetts tonight. No one guessed the quarterback? All right. Let me know if you know who the quarterback is. Let me know if you know. All right, so you need to be that tough. So I guess understanding a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset, right? So your core belief is in your intelligence, your abilities, and your talents. If you believe that they can be developed and improved constantly through effort, through learning and persistence. So, for example, getting a mentor to help you grow faster and quicker than what you would have done on your own, right? That's a change. That's someone showing you the path but forcing you to make changes. You're more likely to make changes if you actually have someone, a guide there that's holding you accountable. You're 10 times more. If you don't have a guide, you're going to do it slower. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, right? So a lot of this is what your attitudes are towards challenges. So do you see a challenge as an opportunity for growth and learning, or do you see a challenge like a threat or an insurmountable obstacle? People that constantly talk about obstacles lose most of the time, right? I can't do it. This is too hard. It's everyone else's fault, right? This is a stuck mentality. And most of the time, these people end up quitting, right? You have to be the hardest worker in the room. Your hard work and dedication are viewed as essential paths to mastery and success, not as signs of inadequacy. All right. So when you vow to doing the work, you don't let up on the gas. You keep moving forward and you keep going and you don't take no for an answer. Ladies, that is how winning is done, right? That is how winning is done. And along the way, when you're doing all these activities and you keep getting up and you refuse to quit, you know, your mind becomes steadfast. It becomes like a steel trap, like nothing can penetrate it, right? Setbacks are no longer going to bother you. That lady that we lost, the new client, that doesn't even bother me. Like, it's just the first time I thought about her. This happened, I don't know, 48 hours ago, 72 hours ago. The first time I thought about her was in this call tonight. She just came to mind. Otherwise, I didn't even think about her because I know I'm resilient to the setback. If you even call it a setback, I saw it as a complete nightmare of a client waiting to happen. That's not a setback to me. That's like, it's all the way you kind of frame things. So, obtaining this growth mindset is also how you respond to failure. So your setbacks, your failures, if they're treated as temporary and as a valuable learning experience rather than a permanent reflection of your abilities. Okay, this is where women struggle with this sometimes because self-confidence and things like that, right? But you have to keep working through it to develop your mental strength. So if you want to respond to a perceived failure, think of it as a little bump in the road, not a failure. Take that word failure completely out of the equation and just be like, that was a setback. What did I learn from it? How can I move on from it? And just keep going, right? Just keep going. Is this all making sense? Let me check in with you all. I believe I can get Candace. I believe I can change my mindset. You've been changing your mindset, right? You've been changing your mindset, and that's what's been making the difference in all of this. That's what's been making the difference. So let's talk about developing a strong mindset. Okay, so developing a strong mindset is when you learn how to overcome rejection, right? Overcome rejection. Rejection stinks, right? No one wants to be rejected, right? But you have to think of it like reframing the objection, put a different spin on it, okay? You have to think of it as a learning opportunity. So the person in front of you doesn't take your bid. Okay, what could you have done better? Where do you think you lost that person? Because sometimes you can tell, right? Sometimes you can tell when you have lost them. So pay attention to the next time you're at a walkthrough and you do your thing, right? You do your thing after you walk around the house, you do your thing. Do you see it in their body language after you've given them the price? Is it the price? Are they not engaged in what you're saying? Try and figure out what went wrong and then fix it, right? Provide a solution to it. You only can get better from here. So this is your opportunity to improve your sales package. People that have worked with me, they create a nice sales package. They're winning their estimates because of the presentation they're giving, and they're getting high paying clients because of the presentation they're giving. Okay, this is your opportunity to improve things like your sales package, improve your pitch, what you say to them, to get better at communicating the services you offer. Some people don't communicate that well. And it's the reason why most of you get objections is because you haven't communicated something clearly to them. You want to make it easy when you're sitting in front of them, easy for them to have no objections. You've provided all the detail, and you want to make it easy for them to say, you know what, this sounds like a great thing, sign me up. You want to make it easy for them. The easier it is for them to say yes to you, the easier it is for you to close the deal, right? Less questions, it's easier for you to close. So how do you bounce back from getting a no? The first thing you have to realize is that getting no's is part of business. You're in sales. You're in sales. You're in the cleaning business, but you're also in sales, right? You're not meant to close every deal, and that is okay. Not every client is your client. So relax. You aren't meant to be all things to everyone. So you have to shake it off and you have to keep going, right? There's been times when I'll do a whole bunch of estimates and I'll get every single one of them. And there's times where I'll do a whole bunch of estimates and I get one or I'll get two. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it's just weird, right? But you're looking to seek out your ideal clients. That is okay, right? So, how do you maintain, in the midst of all this no's and chaos and stuff, how do you maintain your motivation in the face of these challenges? Okay, number one, you want to reframe the disappointment. Think of it as a learning curve, right? And like what you can take away from it. Did you bid too high? Were you not descriptive enough? Did you not ask the right questions with the homeowner or the office building or whoever you're sitting in front of, right? Revisit the goals to keep motivating yourself and cheering yourself on, because you have to remind yourself over and over again that you're going to, hit these goals no matter what it takes. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, but it could be in 6 months, right? So revisiting your goals is crucial, and you want to have goals. You have to have goals. You have to have money goals. You have to have staff goals. You have to have company culture goals. You need to lay all your goals out, right? Celebrate your small wins. You have to pat yourself on the back, right? You have to pat yourself on the back because the wins are going to keep you going. Did you get a new client? That's a win. Did you get a new Google review? That's also a win, right? Did you create a Facebook page or a website? Those are also wins, right? These are going to keep you moving forward, okay? Making sense? The power of positive self-talk. Now, this is something that women are horrible at. We're always calling ourselves fat, ugly, my hair's a mess, this and that, right? We all know we do this, right? I do it too. It's been said that negatively speaking to yourself is detrimental to your psyche. Ouch, right? Detrimental to your psyche. I say it's true. And we all do it, right? We all do this, okay? We all do it, especially women. So if you encourage yourself instead of beating yourself up when things don't go right, you will do a lot better moving forward, okay? The first thing I like to do is identify this challenging negative self-talk. Let's talk about it, right? And I want you to put on the chat what you actually say to yourself. Things like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I fucked up, right? You say that. Screwed up, whatever you want to say. We all say it. What have you said to yourself in the last 30 days negatively? Like, what do you say to yourself all the time? Do you say you're stupid? What an idiot, dumbass? You know what I mean? We say this stuff. We don't even realize we're saying this stuff, right? So there's a lot of things to know, okay? There's a lot of things to know in the cleaning industry. So the self-blame only puts you mentally further behind. So catch that negative language. Let me see. I'm not giving up. You're definitely not giving up. Candace is going for the 250K challenge. She's in the Sisters Mastermind. She's in the elite, and she's going to make $250,000 in her business. So is Kelly. I have something I'm working on that's called the Sisters Elite. It's going to be coming in the fall, and it's going to have different challenges for different yearly incomes. So Candace and Kelly are working towards 250K. They're going to get there because I'm not going to let them fail. All right, so building your winning routine. Let's talk about the daily habits of successful people. What do? What do successful people do? They rise early, right? Early rise. They wake up early. They get head start on the day. I did a video on it this morning, or when I was sitting on the couch here. They also set daily goals, right? Setting your daily goals, prioritizing your tasks, set them the night before. I know exactly what I'm doing the night before. The next day, I know exactly what I'm doing, right? Successful people, they have regular exercise and they eat good. Yeah, correct, right? Maintaining your physical health through consistent workouts, eating nutritious meals, taking care of yourself. you can't pour regular gas in a high octane Ferrari. So if you plan on being a high octane Ferrari and being this badass business owner, you can't feed it chicken McNuggets, right? Do you know what I'm saying? You have to put the superior, what is it? Premium gas. You have to put premium gas in your tank for you to run at a higher level. All right, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. That's like non-negotiable. You have to take care of yourself. What's something else successful people do? They're always learning. They're always reading books, articles, podcasts. These things are all part of a wise CEO's routine. Even if you're reading 20 minutes at night, half an hour at night, an hour, whatever it is, right? Staying up on industry trends, that will also help as well. What other successful people do, owners do, is they meditate, or they're very mindful of things. I meditate when I exercise. That is my exercise. And when I don't exercise for a week, I feel cranky. I start eating bad. I want to have a little bit too much wine. You know what I mean? Like things just start to fall off kilter when I am not mindful of what I'm doing, right? So the routine is what's going to help your business, right? Hands down. Successful CEOs also reflect and practice gratitude, right? That's your sales psychology. You're reflecting on a great day. You're grateful for things. That is going to make you feel well-rounded. It's going to make you feel full, right? It's going to have your cup feel full. So take time to review the day's achievements, see where there is room for improvement, and acknowledge the positive things that have happened in your life that day. Limit your social media use if you're using it for business. I use it for business, but try not to get involved in all the gunk, the rest of the gunk that's out there, which is out there. You know that, right? It's great. It's phenomenal for business. It's one of the greatest inventions of mankind for business if you use it correctly. But you don't want it to be too distracting of your time when you need to be doing other things. And number 8 is get your sleep. So ensuring that you get rest for optimal performance. The greatest of CEOs go to bed in between 8 and 9 p.m. and they're early to rise. They're up at 4. They're up at 5, right? Like I said before, like I said on my video this morning, you can get a lot of things done in the AM. The house is quiet. No one's up to bother you. It's amazing. I do it every day. I love it. It centers me, right? Because in the end, the CEO with the winning mindset wins. They win the game. Whether it's cleaning business, whether it's whatever, they win the game. It's the ones who overcome the challenge after challenge after challenge. Those are the people that wins. The Rocky video, right? Those are the people that wins because they can look adversity in the face and know they survived. You see, you just get tougher with every challenge that comes your way until there isn't anything you can accomplish. And what happens is your belief in yourself, it builds your confidence, it increases, and this is where the magic happens, right? This is where the magic happens. I have a couple of books. Zoe. Definitely. I know I love learning. I love learning. I'm always, honestly, always reading. I'm either reading a book, I'm reading an article, I'm watching some news thing or whatever. I love to learn. I would rather read than watch TV show, right? I just love learn. I don't even care if it's about history or forefathers, something. I love learning everything, and learning makes you well-rounded. Yeah, that's kind of a cool idea. I like that idea. So, if anyone is struggling with their mindset and you think this might be the cause, your mental, you need to strengthen your mindset, your mental aptitude, I guess you could say, to help you grow the cleaning business. We should have a chat. Candace, she's on here tonight, guest appearance. She's got her business out in Indiana, Fishers, Indiana, the Cleaning Tech Pros. She was struggling with her mindset before working together. She went from feeling paralyzed when she did her walkthroughs to closing about 80%. Right? She raised her prices. She was scared shitless to raise her prices. She raised her prices. We did it together. She's now adopted the mindset of she doesn't care who takes her bid and who doesn't, because she knows she's looking for the right clients. That's my girl. I love that. She started with me in the Drop the Mop. She graduated. She joined us. She's in the Sisters Mastermind right now, and she is going to be hitting 250,000 K a year, up from 90. Well, I would, and she can give me the exact numbers, but probably up from 95,000 a year. She was there when we started working together, and now she's more than doubled, and those are big numbers, right? She's more than doubled her revenue, just coming up on doubling her revenue in under a year. That's pretty amazing. And we focused on her mindset, right? She can tell you, we focused on her mindset. So if you feel like your mindset needs a little boost, DM me or type mindset in the chat. I'm happy to help you and support you. And there's going to be a lot of mindset stuff too coming at the first annual in-person retreat, the Rise Retreat, September 12th to the 15th. That's coming up in Seabrook, and Candace is going to be there. So if anyone wants to meet Candace and her amazing husband Sam, they will be there with me. And she was talking about her flights this morning, and I was like all excited and stuff, because I this is the first time I'm getting to meet anyone in person. So that's pretty amazing, because I definitely have a connection with all of you that I've worked with, and it's pretty amazing, because you're all just kick-ass individuals, and I love you, and I'm so excited to meet her. But anyways, she's coming with her husband Sam. She understands that having a guide can help her reach her goals quicker, so she's taking advantage of that, right? Which is kudos for that. And it's only upward from here. I do have a few spots left for the retreat. If you're interested, message me. Retreat. I'll email you all the details. I am going to be closing out the retreat. I don't want to say submissions, but I'm going to be closing it out in August. So only a few more weeks, and then that door is going to be closed. So if you have interest, let me know. Let me know. All right, ladies. Let me check in and see. Mary Rowe. Hi, Maro. Hi, Mar. You're from New England. Woo, Connecticut. Mar, just go back and watch the replay. Here, I'm going to write this for you. Watch the replay. Okay. My New England people. All right. All right, ladies. Have an amazing evening. I will see you all next week on the Wednesday. And then my people that are in the Drop Them Up weekly classes, I will see my Thursday people tomorrow. All right. Have a great evening. Bye.